I mean, first of all, I do believe, and I always said it before, that the material constraints or the supply chain constraints will be with us within 22 and is something which we need to very, very carefully manage. That said, I think we're also seeing this reflected now in the industry discussions. You have seen also with Siemens Gamesa that the average selling price got up. For me, it does not fundamentally change the logic of renewables. I mean, it's a little bit a different argumentation line. We will have to add renewables across solar and wind really in an immense amount going forward. And in this regard, I think the market mechanics as such are intact. But it is a very material intensive industry. You know, renewables need roughly, if you look to wind, roughly 10 times the material compared to conventional technologies. They are much more vulnerable then, obviously, to material price increases. And this is why the supply chain elements need to be managed by the industry. And it will have an impact going forward on how the market works. But it doesn't take away the need for renewables, and with this also the need for wind power.
Christian, it's Karen jumping in. There is a lot of market chatter about the remaining stake that you don't own, the 33%, and whether you'll move to acquire this with stock rather than cash. Can you just comment on the dynamics at play here and whether full ownership and using a stock rather than cash would be the right option so you don't have to go back to the market to raise capital?
Look, this has been over and over discussed, and I absolutely understand that a discussion like at the moment and also an announcement triggers the speculation once again. But I think all of this has been really said. For me, at the moment, the first priority is really to make sure that we solve the operational problems. And this is why we also try, as Siemens Energy, to strengthen the teams and the knowledge as much as possible around it. This is my first and foremost priority: stabilize the operational business and get the predictability of the results up.
Christian, thanks for touching on that. Let me just turn to the supply chain issues, because this is the first line in your release today. It's front and centre. We keep hearing that supply chain issues are improving in some parks. What are you seeing? Is there any improvement into this year versus what you had at the end of last year on the supply chain logistics problems?
Well, I think one thing which is definitely what I'm seeing is obviously the focus of the organization is much higher really on supply chain management. It remains a constraint, and it's also changing what type of elements in the supply chain need to be managed. It sometimes can be very simple parts, right, where you would not have bothered about the supply chain at all, which get delayed and then impact the fabrication because a certain part is missing. And I do expect, obviously, certain key elements like steel stabilizing now, logistics come a little bit better under control towards quarter 2, quarter 3. But it will, as I said, it will remain with us throughout 22 as an item which we really severely need to manage. And I believe supply chain anyway, also from a geopolitical view, going to be something which needs to be a core focus and a core competence of a company like ours.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.